Hello and welcome to a new lesson. Today's lesson focuses on task 2 of the academic writing component, and more precisely, we're going to focus on an opinion essay. Our lesson objectives for today are to practice writing an introduction for task 2 essay and also to practice paraphrasing. Now, if you don't have time to sit and go through the whole lesson, I've posted 2 posts on how to write an introduction, also how to paraphrase on my Instagram account, so check them there. All right, so grab a notepad and follow along. We're going to start with a warm-up as usual, and you've got 1 minute to answer the question below. What are the advantages and disadvantages of doing exercise at home? Now, we've all been through the pandemic 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, so I'm sure you probably know what the advantages and disadvantages are exercising at home. Everybody has done this all over the world. So write at least 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of doing so. You've got 1 minute for this one, so here we go. Okay, time's up. Please let me know what your answers are in the comment section. All right, moving on with the first activity, as you're used to, I would like you to read the writing task very carefully and underline the keywords. And after that, to answer the questions below. So you've got 2 minutes for this activity, 1 minute to read the task and to underline the keywords, and another minute for you to answer the questions. All right, 2 minutes. Okay, time's up. And here are the answers. So these are the keywords. So the topic is about keeping fit and gyms that can be crowded and expensive. And then you have to decide whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Now, basically, this is where the tricky part is. Yeah. This is, I mean, what does outweigh mean? What exactly do I have to do? And a lot of people panic and they don't really know what to do. Okay, and the questions, what does the first sentence in the task do? So it gives you the topic of the essay, as I told you. Keeping fit, joining a gym or not, yeah, but they can be crowded and expensive. Okay, and then they give you basically an advantage and two other disadvantages, being crowded and expensive. And then what do you have to do? You have to discuss, do you think, meaning you have to express your opinion whether you think that there are more advantages to disadvantages. Which one do you think is more significant? If you have to put it like in, to compare them, to weigh them, outweighs which one? This is what you have to do. And basically, since you have do you think, it means that you also have to give your opinion. Not that difficult. All right, now we're moving on to the next activity. You have this, okay, this question task. What is the best way for you to start an essay? By the way, if you can hear some background noise, I'm really sorry. It's because my neighbor has just moved in and he's fixing some cabinets in the kitchen. Okay, what is the best way for you to start an essay? Read the alternatives very carefully and choose the correct one. There's only one correct. 1 minute to think about it. Okay, time's up. So, obviously C is the correct one. Well, let's see what the other ones are incorrect. You repeat the words in the question. No, you do not repeat them. You do not copy. This is bad, bad, very bad. Stay away from it. You do state your opinion. Yes, but you don't copy words from question. You give the main reasons for your opinion. Okay, you don't simply start an essay like some sort of a manifesto. I believe, I think. Yes, you should be giving, but that's not how you should start. You should explain the focus of the question in your own words. Now, this translates into paraphrase. There you go. When you explain something in your own words, this is what you should be doing. You paraphrase the question, and you try to use synonyms as much as possible. Okay, it's really important. Basically, what the essay is trying to test whether you have the necessary vocabulary in terms of synonyms to paraphrase the question and also to express your own opinions and to support them with examples. But a lot of students make this mistake of actually literally copying the question into their introduction, and those words are not your words, so those words are going to be deducted from the total of 250 words, and then your essay is going to be under length. So no, don't do that. Okay, now a little bit of pep talk on how to write an essay. You should have, again, around 4 to 5 paragraphs. So in the first paragraph, I'm going to write it here, you should have introduction, which basically is explaining the focus of the question in your own words. And then maybe to also take a stance, whether you agree, disagree, depending on the type of question. Then you're going to have as many paragraphs paragraph, I don't know, N, as ideas. Now, one idea equals one paragraph, and this is extremely important. For example, you're going to talk about apples, pears, and pineapples. You're not going to mix them together in the same paragraph just because they're fruit. You're going to talk about them separately. So let's say that you're going to have, I don't know, 3 advantages and then only 1 disadvantage. This means that you have to write 4 body paragraphs. And of course, the last one is the conclusion, which is basically restate the opinion. Again, you have to make use of synonyms and paraphrase. So you can go with a 4 paragraph essay, with a 5 paragraph essay, depending on how many ideas you have. And this is very important for you to write them down in the planning part. And again, an extremely important thing in the conclusion, don't introduce new ideas in the conclusion, ideas which you haven't talked about in the body paragraphs. Oh, you know what? I've just remembered. There's another advantage. And you just mention it. You just mentioned it there without actually going into details. That's not okay. You're going to be penalized for irrelevant information, or actually you're going to be penalized as some ideas are not fully developed, or some ideas are more developed than others. And again, that's bad. That's not okay. All right, we're moving to the next activity. Again, as I said, we're going to focus on the same essay, the one with staying fit and whether to join the gym or not. This time, we're going to focus on the introduction, because we said we're going to practice writing introductions. You've got an introduction for the same task, and then I would like you to answer the questions. This is a sample introduction. You've got 2 minutes to read the introduction and also to answer the questions. All right, here you go. Okay, and these are the answers. So the student paraphrases the question. he does give a reason why it is important to think about the topic, and this is the last question. It is therefore sensible to consider what these aspects are before paying membership fees. How many sentences are there? 3. Does the student say whether they think the advantages outweigh? No, but he will, because I have in my view. Now, I would like you to pay attention to this word, to this tiny word over here, which is sensible. Now, I know we have the same word in Romanian, but you have to be very careful because sensible here doesn't mean sensibil in Romanian. Okay, sensible comes from sense, where you have good judgment, you're very practical, and you think. For example, sometimes the most sensible thing is to ignore what people say and look at the facts. Whereas sensitive refers to feeling. When somebody says, oh, she's so sensitive, it's what we call in Romanian sensibilă. If you're sensitive, it means that it can affect how other people feel about you and they think about you. So be very careful. Sensible and sensitive. These are called false friends. Sensible is with your mind, with your judgment, with your brain. Sensitive is with your heart, related to feelings. All right, and I would like to focus a little bit more on the first question, the paraphrase. Okay, what does paraphrasing mean? Meaning to use different words, synonyms, to say the same thing, but with a different structure. Now, I would like to tell you that sometimes it's quite impossible to paraphrase some basic words. And in this kind of situation, gym. Gym is gym. You cannot simply paraphrase gym. You're not going to say facility with machines and weights and dumbbells and sauna and pool where you get fit, because that would be redundancy. You're using too many words when there's a word that you can use. Yes, there are words that you can use synonyms or to paraphrase, but gym is not the situation. And paraphrasing is not only like replacing word and that's it. There will usually be some words which will not need paraphrasing, and paraphrasing is more than just replacing vocabulary. Sometimes the whole structure of a sentence may change. Again, check my Instagram post about paraphrasing and you get more details. Okay, let's see how this candidate paraphrased the question. First of all, we started with many people nowadays decide that taking up a gym membership has been replaced joining a gym. Stay healthy with keeping fit. However, belonging to a gym both has positive, negative to replace advantages and disadvantages. So, as you can see, little things can make a huge difference, and it's extremely important. You're going to get extra karma, extra mana, extra credit, extra experience on your vocabulary part. Okay, we're moving on to the next activity, the same introduction, but this time we're going to see the role, the function of each sentence in the introduction. I'd like you to read the introduction very carefully and read the types of sentences that you've got there and to match them. You've got 2 minutes to do this. Go. Okay, so the sentence suggesting how opinions on the topic may differ is the first one. Many people, try not to make any sweeping statements like all the people, everybody. Don't generalize. Then the sentence beginning with however introduces the topic in the writer's own words, again, paraphrasing. And then, of course, the last one suggesting the approach the writer is going to take, meaning it's sensible to consider what these aspects are before paying membership fees, meaning I'm going to talk about both advantages and disadvantages, and then I'm going to make an educated judgment. I'm going to decide which one, in my opinion, because it asks me, do you think, which ones I think outweighs the advantages or disadvantages. All right. Activity numero 5. You're going to read some statements from writing tasks and again some paraphrases. Which is better? And then we're going to talk about why one is better than the other. You've got 2 minutes for this one. Go. Okay, so for the first one is A. Many people argue that some form of physical exercise should be a daily part of every child's life. As you can see, there's also paraphrasing there. The second one doesn't work because it's actually incorrect, because that's not what the question says. Some people believe that teachers need to give all children regular lessons on how to play sports well. Okay, first of all, there are no teachers involved. Okay, organized physical activity, yes, but how to play sports? No. So again, it's something similar to task 1. Try to paraphrase what you see in the introduction. Don't just simply introduce things or words or characters, people who are not involved in the question. In the second one, many universities encourage students to walk and cycle by not allowing them to bring cars to the campus. The second one is correct. It is common for students to have to go to their university on foot or by bicycle because they're forbidden to drive there. Forbidden, they're not allowed. Again, paraphrase. A is incorrect because the majority of students prefer not to drive to their place of study, but to use public transport or ride a bicycle. First of all, public transport is not by foot. It's not on foot. I mean, going by foot. Public transport is, I don't know, tram, metro, bus, whatever you've got there. So again, incorrect information. Okay, moving on to the next activity, activity 6. And we're focusing on a different opinion essay. First of all, which words and phrases in the task do the phrases below paraphrase? So read the question very carefully, and you've got 5 alternatives of paraphrasing, but you have to match them in the question. All right? 2 minutes. Here you go. Okay, time's up. Here are the answers. As you can see, 5 alternatives. This is brilliant for a one sentence writing task. I think it's brilliant to paraphrase as many words as possible. Some other words and synonyms for advantages and disadvantages. You can use benefits and drawbacks, positive and negative, positive aspect, negative aspect. But benefit and drawback, those are, you've got already advantages, advantage, benefit, drawback, positive and negative. So you can use them. So you don't have to use advantages, advantage throughout the essay. All right, the last activity is basically putting all together, because you're going to write an introduction for this writing task. Now, I've decided to give you 3 minutes. You might need more than 3 minutes. I don't know, 5 or 6. I strongly recommend you stick to the timing. If you need more time, then go to maximum 5 minutes. You need to practice writing from the beginning and to get accustomed to the timing, because if you practice writing a 3-sentence introduction in 10 minutes, then like another half an hour to write the rest of the essay. You also need to plan, you also need to revise. You won't have time for this. So it's better for you to start from the beginning of your IELTS exam practice, to start with the timings. Don't try to be so luxurious with your time. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes for this one. You already have the paraphrases in the previous exercise that you can use throughout. And again, here you have to decide whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. 3 minutes. Good luck. Okay, time's up, and this is a sample introduction that I have for you. As you can see, it's a 3-sentence introduction which follows the plan from the previous activities. Again, let me know what your introductions are in the comment section. And you are done. Hooray! Drum roll. You're done. You have completed another IELTS Express lesson number 3 for preparing for your preparation how to write a correct essay in the academic writing task 2. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If there's anything I can improve, change, or if there's anything you like me to do to make you feel more comfortable or help you learn better, or if you need more guidance, if you want me to talk slower, faster, just drop your suggestions in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you have found this useful, and I do hope we're going to see each other at the next lesson. Thank you very much. Bye bye.